Hello, welcome to another episode of Where Are We Wednesday. I'm Jorie Walters. Today we are in the Dr. Small home, historical home on the campus of the Kankakee County Museum. Today's episode I will be doing the upstairs history. Last episode I did the first floor of the Dr. Small home, so make sure you check that out. And then the next one I will be doing the outside of the small home, which is the Kankakee County campus, and tell you about the historical significance of that. But today I'll concentrate on the upstairs. Now the upstairs looks kind of odd, and you won't believe me, but there were 10 bedrooms upstairs at one time, and I will let you know how that was possible. Now, when we started to redo the upstairs, because it was just an area that accumulated a lot of items, we cleared everything out, and the only thing that we did was paint and put down new wood on the floor. Most everything is part of the small family artifacts that we have out. I should mention Ken Ponton helped out greatly with the upstairs renovation. And on the stairs here, there was carpeting and there was no railing. Now this was the only stairwell in the home for most of the home's life before the addition of the dining room and the kitchen where the back stairwell is, which is the stairwell we will come down. So keep in mind when you see these stairs how steep they are, going up and down them with no railing. All right, let's go take a look. One thing that I want to mention about the stairs and how steep they were, that was definitely the fashion for houses back in the day, not something that is just specific to this home. All right, now so we are in one of the two original bedrooms on the second floor of the home. Now in the first episode I made reference to two different grandsons who wrote to the museum in the 60s and mentioned their recollections of the small home. So these two rooms, in the Dr. Small office and the living room downstairs, were part of the original home. All right, so this was the bedroom, and then in the next room will be the next bedroom. Now, you're looking at all the typewriters we have here. Well, this small family owns the Daily Journal newspaper. They have always owned it, and back in the day, there were many newspapers in Bradley and Kankakee at the time. The Daily Journal was the last one standing. So we think when they upgraded their materials and their office supplies in the office, they would bring home and collect all the ones that they had. So we just displayed them, and we put some information on the top to let you know, and also the dates on it to let you know a little bit of information. Now, when kids come up here on tour, they do notice that the keyboard looks very similar to what they use on their computer keyboard. So I give them a little history of, yes, this is how you used to do a paper back then, with no backspace, unfortunately. So this is what we came up with for a display for this room, but this was just a bedroom at the time. And we did not redo this floor. We don't know if this floor is original, but this is something we didn't need to do when we did the upgrade up here. One item over here is kind of like a adding machine back in the day, and also something they would use, a brand automatic cashier for money, and these are on display as well. Notice the big windows. These windows look the same, similar to what is directly down below, and so they would open them wide during the summer months. So we are up here in the second bedroom of the original home. You can see the phonograph up here. You can see the stove over here. Clothes, a little bit of modern touch for the bedspread. But there's the item over here I want you to look at, and that's the chamber pot. And I tell the little boys and girls when they come that it is their duty, the girls' duty, to clean that out every day, because I tell them it's the girls' job to help mom cook and clean every day, so it would be their job. So I let them know what it is and what it's used for. And then, because I give them the example that if it's cold in the middle of winter and the snow is up to here and it's the middle of the night and you have to go to the bathroom, you don't want to get all dressed, snugly warm, and then have to go out to the outhouse, who knows where on the property, just to use the bathroom. So you would use this in the middle of the night. So when I tell the girls that they have to clean this, the boys laugh. So I tell the boys, well, it would be your job to clean the barns and all the stuff out of the barns. Well, when I tell them that, they don't laugh anymore. So other things that we have of their collection is here as well. Now, by the time these two rooms were done, they had 2 children. So the bedrooms would have been, somehow between the 2 of them. But anybody who knows Perry Farm, they had 12 children and 2 bedrooms. Now, granted, a lot of them were not, they were out on their own at the time, but families were very, very large back in the day, and they had very few bedrooms in their old farmhouses. That was just the norm back then. So you didn't get privacy, you didn't get your own bed, and certainly not your own room or your own closet space. As you can also notice, the closets are very small in this home as well. All right, so these 2 rooms are original, and so we'll go in the next 2. We are in the next bedroom of the small house, and this would have been the first addition to the house. Now, it was also fashionable back in the time for you to go through one bedroom or more than one bedroom to get to another bedroom, or to get to the bathroom, or to a hallway. That was normal. And this room is a little bit small. We have it decorated with girls' items from the collection. Now, how many beds they could have fit? Probably 2, if not bunk beds. And we'll take a picture of the closet as well, and that will surprise you how small it was. But also back in the day, a family, say a girl, would have 1 dress for every day, maybe 2. And if they're really lucky, they would have a good Sunday dress for church on Sunday. And that's one reason why the closets were very small back in the day, because people just did not have as many clothes as they have today, and they wore the same clothes every day. Now, the smalls eventually got a little bit more wealth when the rhubarb business took off, so maybe they might have had a few more clothes than an average family. But that was normal back in the day. And also behind here, behind this closet, is the chimney. And we can see that in photographs, which I will show in I think the next video. You can see where the chimney was. Even though there's no big fireplace in this house, they still had a chimney. We are at the room where we have it set up as a nursery. Pretty good sized room. Has a lot of pictures of the children when they were young. And this room goes from this room into the next room. There's a doorway here. But in the next kind of segment area, you'll see a wide open space. And you'll be thinking, well, how is that going to be 10 bedrooms? So I will let you know. All right, now we are you're looking down a hallway here, and you're looking at open space here, and you're looking at walls here, and this is a big bedroom here. And these, most everything except maybe 2 items, are all toys from the small family and photographs of the children when they were little. And notice the closet isn't that much bigger. But here, actually the edge of the wall of the window, would have been the 5th bedroom and the 6th bedroom. All right. Now, there is a little indentation up there, and you'll have to get a close-up of that. And it is a little bit murky on exactly where the walls were. But let me tell you that a grandson remembers a long hallway, and he remembers 10 bedrooms. Now, there were caretakers up here after the small home was given to the park district, and there was a little museum on the 1st floor. There were caretakers up here. Now, the caretakers lived up here, so they rearranged and remodeled a little bit to make a home, a little bit of a kitchenette and a bathroom. Now, they moved walls when they did that, obviously. So when they moved out and they kind of remodeled back, they didn't put the walls back exactly how they were in the beginning. So roughly we have, would have been 10 bedrooms, a little bit of a hint there, maybe where the closet was. We can just imagine kind of where the walls were in relation to where the walls were downstairs when the living room was the first addition, and then the second addition was the dining room with the kitchen. So we think that when they put the 1st floor addition on, they put the 2nd floor addition on up to a certain point with the bedrooms. And then when they added on to the 2nd part in the 1870s, that's when they added on the rest of the bedrooms. Now, we think that is, we don't have proof and no kind of architectural designs, but my coworker Mac and I kind of went through the house, and I'd stand up here and I would pound my foot and ask him where he was downstairs, and then kind of imagine where the walls would have been, and a little indentation probably indicates where a wall would have been, and where the windows are in relation to maybe where the walls were. Now, I'm hoping that makes sense, because we're still trying to understand this house. Description from the grandsons was wonderful. Both of them gave a lot of detail. Now, they had 6 children, years apart, but the last 2 bedrooms in the back were probably servants' quarters. Now, I say that because there's a stairwell back here, and most homes, for example, if you've ever been in the Frank Lloyd Wright home, there is a back stairwell, and that's, if you had servants, they would use that stairwell, and they would come out and do their duties, but they would use that stairwell. Now, I don't have anything in writing that indicated they had servants, but with this addition in the back stairwell, and they had a little bit more money, they were a little bit wealthy, it is possible that they did. However, I do have information that there was a field worker who picked asparagus for 1 year in one of the city directories who did have an address here, who probably stayed in one of these rooms back here. All right, so we are standing what would be over the kitchen area. The back stairwell is right here. The wallpaper was probably from the period when the caretakers lived here. There is still a pipe up here, probably when they had plumbing on the 2nd floor, when they had the bathroom and the kitchen. We put a railing up. There was carpeting here. The stairs back here are not nearly as steep as the ones in the front. So when we do a tour, we go up those stairs in the front and we come down these stairs in the back. So this wraps up the second floor edition of Where Are We Wednesday. And next time we will explore the outside, the grounds, and we're going to cover all the grounds for the museum for where they had their property lines. You might be surprised on how far the property goes for not only the farm, but for all the trees in the back. Thank you for joining me on Where Are We Wednesday, and I'll see you next time.